Here I am at the old Deadwood Trail. I'm gonna give you a little South Dakota. And this was apparently a trail they use to get to Deadwood. Which I found out about because there's all these little signs everywhere, right off the highway that I kept seeing, but there's really no signs telling you to go look at the signs. There's just these signs, so I had to stop at the side of the highway and look at it, which apparently this that big white thing is some sort of historical landmark that Matt Brown put up to signify there is a telegraph station of some sort. Anyways, I'm on my way to look at the Mount Rushmores and the wall drugs, which I was told yesterday by a young boy filling up air in his tires at a gas station that it is a really fun place. So I'm gonna go see how fun it is, and see what else. Oh yes, there's a few strange things I think I want to talk about motorcycling. It dawned on me yesterday as I rolled into Pier, even though it looks like it's supposed to be Pierre, apparently it's pronounced Pier. Yesterday I got caught in a big traffic jam because there is a large parade of about 20 children in vans. They had painted their vans, and they were really loud vans, big. They were revving their engines walking down the street, driving down the street. And I was waiting there for about 10 minutes, and there was a police officer waving the children through with their vans. And so I got out, and so I didn't have to sit there with all my gear. And then it started to rain, and then the children in the vans threw Tootsie Rolls at me, and so that kind of frightened me, and I asked a lady what was going on. She said it's a homecoming, where they all get in their vans and they throw Tootsie Rolls at people. So that's something kind of unexpected, but you know, if I was in a car, it probably wouldn't have bothered me as much, but with the rain and the Tootsie Rolls, then I had to go get a hotel room for the night, and then decided for some reason that getting a taco pizza from Pizza Ranch was a good idea, but it really was not a good idea. Anyways, one thing I've noticed so far is that I'm kind of a spectacle going through, which I guess it's kind of out of the ordinary. If someone come through with their big motorcycle and all their gear, but it really is kind of the highlight of people's days, and they throw me one-liners. Like yesterday, as it was raining and I was getting into the hotel, they would look at me and say, "Oh, bad day to ride a bike, huh?" And I go, "Yep." And I just thought people were being friendly at first, but then it just keeps happening. They throw me these one-liners. Everyone wants to come up and talk to me, which is nice. It's just a little weird yeah, I don't know. If I was in a car, well, when I was in a car, I don't think people ever really talked to me because it was just some weird dude in a car. But for some reason or another, just driving around with all my stuff, people look at me and they say, oh, I'm gonna go say a couple sentences to this person. And I met someone from Minnesota yesterday, and we talked about being from Minnesota, which also got me thinking of, would this happen if I was on a Harley, or you know, if I looked like a badass biker dude that you don't want to mess with. So I don't know, it's kind of a strange thing. I don't really know what to think about it. It's nice, it's just kind of strange. So now I'm gonna go just see how fun Mount Rushmore is. I'm gonna see how fun it is. And we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.
Does it? Yes. So I said, that's cool. Oh, sure enough. Yeah, when you got that, get up there, I'll take a picture for you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you here, check where I want to be. Yeah.
Yep. Not much you can do. Just look at it. Yeah. There's a guy on a little cart. So I'm here at the Mount Rushmores. I'm gonna have to keep a little log of all the one-liners because they're getting better. My favorite today was walking to Mount Rushmore, and some foreign lady looked at me as I was walking by and said, "Oh, he really stands out in the crowd." And then everyone laughed at me. And my favorite from a while ago, it's actually the same kid who was filling up his tires, who told me that Mount Rushmore is really fun. It's a fun place to go. The first thing he asked, he said, "You cruising?" As I was filling up my tires, and I said, "What?" And he said, "You just cruising?" And I went, "Yeah." But yep, I looked at the Mount Rushmore. It's about all you could really do. $11, you look at it, and looked at the wall drug, which was terrible. It's not fun at all. It's just they try so hard. They try so hard to have fun. They just force you. They try to force you to have fun, but it's just not fun. And the food is terrible, and the knickknacks are awful. It's just no fun at all. So I looked at that, and I don't know. The area is really cool. Really nice roads, mountains type stuff. Yep, about it. favorite shot. It's called the spin shot. You stand and you spin around. Yep. I just extended my stay here at Lander, Wyoming for a second night because during the evening and a little bit into late last night, we had some of that go on, which you can see from here, that's some snow. It's actually melting pretty good right now, but it got, I don't know, maybe 2 to 4 inches, and it's melting. Right now and tomorrow it's gonna be probably around 50, so hopefully it'll be all melted. I would have left today, but I looked online and there's some black ice spots through these mountain paths, which I was trying to avoid by going south into Wyoming, Idaho, Utah. Because originally, a couple days ago, I was in Sheridan. I think it was about 24 hours ago, and I was all set to go to Missoula, but then I heard about the winter storm advisory, so I said, well, can't do that. Started heading down south. Saw some old dudes on a couple of gold wings. They said they were going to Bighorn, but basically got snowed out as well, so they were doing the same thing I was, and I got really far, saw a lot of cool stuff. Independence Rock, hit up the Oregon Trail. Couldn't take any pictures though, because it was, I don't know, probably 40 degrees, which going 90 is really cold, and so I looked at stuff, didn't have a chance to take any pictures or anything, and found my way to the Maverick, which is owned by a little Middle Eastern man. The Wi-Fi barely works, but it was pretty cheap, so here I am waiting out the winter weather, trying to get the hell out of the mountains, because they're pretty, but not for motorcycling this time of year. Where, you know, I was also thinking a lot about the West and motorcycling in general, and it was, you know, once I got to the Oregon Trail and started looking at all the historical landmarks, and which are basically just big rocks, which is cool nonetheless, but you know, and reading about early settlers and pioneers, it's kind of mind-boggling how, you know, a little bit of snow, and I check into a cheap motel to hide from it when they traveled 2,000 plus miles on a little covered wagon. It took them, you know, years. So it's the West is wild, really wild, and going on a motorcycle it really gives you that experience of it being wild. If I was in a car, obviously I would be going right now, just, you know, whatever, a little bit of black ice, I got 4 wheels, doesn't matter. But being on a motorcycle, everything is very extreme. When you get a little bit wet, you get really wet, When it's a little bit cold, you get really cold. And also good things too. The road is, when you know, you're passing through the scenery, and it's like I had an old teacher, Mr. Lee, told me that when you're on a motorcycle, instead of watching a program on television, you're actually in the program, which is definitely true. It's so that but basically it's never normal, no matter what state of mind you're in or the state of the weather. It's just always extreme, which is always interesting but also very tough. So yeah, West is cool. I'm gonna continue on the Oregon Trail. I hope to carefully get out of these mountains, and once I'm out of them, get the hell out of here. Go to the Pacific Ocean where it's warm and dry, hopefully. Well, because I don't really care about dry anymore, just warm, not snow. Yeah, oh, this thing's cool. I'll show you this thing. Why not, right? It's just a big heater from General Electric, and you got your timer, start, stop, the auto feature. Got some nice knobs here. This whole thing is just kind of dangling. Function, nice big power button. Yeah, I like this thing. I really don't like that. That is weird, and I think it's made out of some sort of foam material. I don't know. It's like wood. Well, yep. So I'm stuck here for a while. Hopefully my Breaking Bad marathon is on, which is nice, because so I don't get cabin fever. So anyways, hopefully my vlogs will get more interesting from here on out. Yep. Okay.